Hello, beautiful, amazing, fantastic world, and you, beautiful, beautiful individual. Today, I would like to speak about one of my more favorite topics, really. That is, and this is very funny, our ego, the youngest faculty we have, but it is also the perceivably the most sublime faculty we have. Just like our body is the oldest faculty or oldest part of us that we do have, but it is also the most overdeveloped. So it has its own rowdiness, if we should say so. Now, our ego was bestowed upon us by higher realms. Hence, we human beings are standing upright, can speak out truth and our inner soul into pictures, and in general just express our own being in a completely unique and artistic and also scientific way. Creative expression, communication, values, morals, cognition, comprehension, understanding, all of these things belongs to the human being, belongs to the inner spiritual being of man. By us purifying and transforming our ego, when I say transforming our ego, I mean, well, using our faculty of our center, our kernel, in a respectable, honorable, integrated, and, well, dignified manner, in a loving way. When you are grabbing a hold of all of your faculties, all of your four parts that you can become aware of right now. With your ego, well, your ego is part of those four. So with your ego, you grab a hold of the other three: the physical body, the etheric body, and our astral body. The more we grab a hold of it with our ego, with our center, contemplating on these concepts, pictures, realities, we grow and we immerse ourselves so that it becomes autonomous and a type of second nature. Like breathing, more or less. It becomes a way of living because we override what we have otherwise been taught, what is important. So we train ourselves to overcome it, to behave, speak more eloquently, to be more elegant, to see the world in a more deep and in a more beautiful sense. Just in general, deepen life and expanding life. Not only deepen and not only expanding, because those two are of the opposite side of the pole and belong to each other, but we are in the middle here. There is a long pole, but we are ching in the middle. And the balance, the equilibrium that we have between soft and hard, or prickly and gooey, or positive and negative, or every kind of duality you can imagine. We are the triad, the third part, that is the balancer of positive, negative, gooey or prickly, you name it. These two, gooey and prickly, the gooey is luciferic, the prickly is Ahrimanic. And they are very distinct personalities, very distinct spiritual beings. And they have their own agendas and wish to lead mankind to their own goals, more or less. Leading us astray from the, well, path we are meant to take with our freedom and our consciousness. Consciously developing our own inner being. The balance between these two, the equilibrium, as I have said, is the Christ principle, which also is the principle for sibling love, brotherly and sisterly love. It is also the principle of our ego, our center, when we have purified and transformed it and made it so that the ego is as sublime as it can be. of course, and that requires lifetimes. And to unfold your personality by immersing yourself in who you are, what you stand for, what you believe in, what is your interests, and where you focus your attention every day. What are you constantly working upon? What are you constantly cultivating, training, practicing? Nothing will come out of nothing. But by you doing something, results will always follow. And it is all about trust here, faith that results will follow. And that the karma that is need to be paid, that needs to be made amends for, will come steadily and with increments. Instead of overwhelming you and crushing you, you are being given a very stable, harmonious, steadfast paying down of karma, and also cultivating future prospects and faculties for all of mankind. So individual karma paying and also unfolding whatever all of mankind can have use for in the future, if they so wish. It is all about freedom. So finding out what is human being, the ego, and with your ego, purify, transform, and ennoble our mineral body, our physical body, our plant body, our etheric body, and our animal body, our astral body. Transforming them makes them higher faculties. It makes them spiritual. So it is no more mere mineral, mere plant, or mere animal nature. It has become something far more, something more sublime. And it is all about finding out what it is, where we are going, what we are as human beings. Aren't you curious? Aren't you curious about yourself? Or maybe you aren't. But if you are, you have an advantage in life. Because you can only be curious about yourself and interested in only yourself for a certain amount of time before you get completely and utterly tired of yourself. That is why we have the world and other human beings. It really is about, without other human beings, this work would be useless. And without this work, well, human beings wouldn't have a true path to follow either. But it is really about, where was I? It completely, yeah, no worries. The spiritual in mankind, what makes us stand upright, is our ego. Our ego is reflected in heat or in warmth. Our astral body is reflected in air. Our etheric body is reflected in water. And our mineral body is reflected in earth. You see, these four elements are not, it is not water, earth, air, water, earth, water, air, fire, and specifically those things. It is about the state of the substance. So, if you have liquid mercury, it is still a liquid, not a mineral. And if you have lava or magma, it is still a liquid. It is all about the substance of it, right? It's the same with our body. We have many states of being. We have 4 states of being at the same time in our body. It is kind of amazing, to me at least. To be built up by the 4 elements, and our ego is our center of the elements. It is kind of beautiful. And to just contemplate these pictures, and to also grab a hold of morality, love, the heart. Truly wish to give depth to the world, give depth to connections, to social interactions, to friends, family, to you just in general deepen and expand and enhances life more than it already is. When you truly look around you, it is freaking amazing. But by spirituality, it will become more than amazing. It will become wondrous and sublime. So grab a hold of your own inner faculties, your ego, and observe, experiment, experience, study, practice. It will not be in vain, I promise you. Or you should promise yourself, it will never be in vain. Whatever you cultivate will bring results. To a higher or lesser degree based on what area you choose, of course, but choose something that will stick with you even after death, even after the passing of the gate of death. So when you close all your senses and you sit meditating in silence, find out what is eternal. Find out what comes with you after the gate of death. Then you will quickly come to realize many of the frivolities and many of the trifling matters and the distractions that we have on this planet, and start to grab a hold of the development that we are meant to follow. And only you can get to understand and know for yourself where you're meant to go. Once you know, you know. And then that door is open and it can never be closed again. Even if you have 100 people trying to close that door from you, it just doesn't work. There is something higher that holds that door open, that understanding open. I will leave you with this. I love you. May you be protected, guided, blessed, and loved by Father, Holy Spirit, Christ, Michael, Uriel, Raphael, Gabriel, and the hierarchy, the angel masters of old, and our ancestors. And may you have a wonderful, wonderful day and weekend ahead. Love you all. Thank you so much. Goodbye.